Hey everybody, today I wanted to show you or share with you a painting that I did recently and talk a little bit about some of the symbolism that came out of it, because it was really interesting to me, or to me anyway. It was interesting to me that the meaning didn't really unfold until after I reflected on it. Like while I was painting it at the time, I was just kind of doing my thing, and that often happens with artwork. Like sometimes it's just such an intuitive and unconscious process. And like over the years, it really has been, for me anyway, a way of mapping my journey, my spiritual journey in particular. And so this one, I think it was mainly the theme of the moths that really struck me, because they have had a lot of meaning for me in a different way over the last few years. But I've been reading a book by Theresa of Avila. She's also known as Theresa of Jesus, and she was a 16th century Carmelite nun and a mystic, like a complete mystic. And she in her book Interior Castle, she talks about the silkworm moths and how it's a powerful metaphor of our spiritual life. And when you think about, what all moths or butterflies do, they start off as little caterpillars, and then they weave this, in the case of the silkworm, they eat lots of mulberry leaves, and they weave this little cocoon around themselves. And the cocoon itself is a powerful image in a way, because I just kind of see it as like this, the way we can kind of be buried and we can be hidden, our lives can be hidden in God. And she talks about this in her book, Theresa does. But in that, like, we can't really see the outcome of much. Like, we don't really understand a lot of what's going on. Like, we try to, and a lot of people teach a lot of stuff about spiritual life and about God, but nobody really knows 100% of everything. We just kind of see, like Paul says in the scriptures, like through a glass really darkly, as if like a hazy outline. And that's what it would feel like to be inside this cocoon. And then the cocoon breaks free, and then of course this butterfly emerges, or this moth, and it's not just a caterpillar with wings, it's a completely different being. It hasn't been destroyed, it's been transformed. And I feel the encouraging thing for me in this idea is that it's, just the fact that we are in a cocoon, I believe, like we all are on this earth, if you could take it as a metaphor, in this little cocoon-like place. And just the fact that we are there, it guarantees that we are going to transform, because that's just part of the course. It will happen. So I find that really encouraging. But just on another level as well, because I remember keeping silkworms as a little kid, feeding them mulberry leaves and the silk that came from those little cocoons, and it just makes me think as well that nothing is wasted in our lives. No matter what it is, like how joyful or sad or whatever it is, nothing is wasted, and it's all really sacred and really profound and dear to God and dear to our purpose. And I just even think tears, that's sort of a poetic thought as well, that, tears are really precious and they're like jewels and they're sacred. So I really took a lot of encouragement from this, and I find even just the fact that it's a happy painting, that it's got so much colour, it's a really good reminder for me of these teaching truths. Even with the pink clouds, like I was driving back from the farm one day, one afternoon, feeling a little bit discouraged, and the sky was just pink clouds in the wheat belt. It was so beautiful, and I felt like there was something really healing about that as well, just looking to the skies and connecting with our higher power. The other point of this painting, the other thing that came through to me was this image in the corner. It's a pretty face with eyes closed, but it has so much more significance than that, because it's really it's a symbol of that silent observer that's within us. And Theresa of Avila speaks about this in her book Interior Castle, that, you know, God or source or a higher power is found inside of us, that we look inside. And, you know, when we meditate and when we contemplate, when we are looking inside, it's as if God has made his dwelling in our very bodies and is calling out to us from inside of ourselves. And, you know, we don't need outside teachers really. Like we can look within. All of us have God within us. And when God does call out to us and we answer the call, then that energy, that flow of love and energy comes out through us into our lives and into our families, and it just spills out, because God is always dynamic and moving and loving and giving and all that kind of good stuff. So I've always, often in my paintings, I always put my little meditator in the corner just to say, this is about some things that are ethereal, things that are not of the earth, things that are inside of us, things within all of our grasp and our vision. So that's my painting. I may rename it, but, you know, thanks for listening, and I really hope that wherever you are, that you're having a great day, and sending lots of love from me to you. I'm coming from a beautiful spring day. I feel really, really lucky today. But wherever you are, whatever circumstance you are, I just pray that you're really held and comforted and loved. And if you feel inclined to use your art and creativity to connect with Source or God, it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And God bless you. I'm going to say goodbye now. I'm rambling. Bye.